I can see it from their perspective as well. I can empathize why.
Player itu ternyata lebih milih main ke tim lain terus.
Okay.
Well, the most important thing is just GI, right?
Of course.
Alright everyone, welcome back again to channel Papa Dejet here, or maybe you can call me just Dejet. And today's I'm having my guest star that maybe this is his second episode with me, but I think this episode is gonna be take a lot of parts because today we're gonna talk about a lot of division. We just want to recap what is happening in the first half of the season. And so yeah, guys, please welcome John again here. Hello, John.
Hello, thanks for having me again, Dejet.
Oh, it's my pleasure, my friends. It's my pleasure. So, how's your holidays doing?
Good, good. 3 weeks off of DPC. A bit lonely without Dota, but we're gonna have it again. It's exciting. I'm keen to see how some teams do. I know there were a bunch of stuff happening in the Philippines and in Malaysia. You know, the typhoons coming in. There were lots of floods. It's been a bit rough for a lot of people, but hopefully it gets better. It's a new year. Hopefully it's a fresh start for everyone.
Okay, then. Yep. As you can see, guys, on the thumbnail when this content is up on my YouTube channel, we're going to talk about a lot of DPC stuff, and yeah, I think it's just only a recap, of course, because the first half of the season is already finished, and we're going to start again with the second half, but not for China region, because China region the first half of the season is just only start on the next couple of days when we create this content, of course. And yep, I think we can start now with the Western Europe first. I think John, do you cast this region?
No, we've only been casting C, but I've been keeping up a bit, so I know a little bit about what's happening.
All right. But okay, let's start with something that tickling me a little bit on the Western Europe, because the team that I am expecting get better and better because they have a more time than other teams, because they didn't go to the international. Then I think they have a lot of time to figure out what is happening with this organization. Let's just say Nigma Galaxy European region. I mean, they're on the position that maybe if they keep this situation like this, they're gonna get relegation. I mean, what happened, John, with the Nigma Galaxy first?
It feels like they just, I don't know. It feels like there might be tension in the team. You know, the chemistry might not be working out. Maybe the idea they have about the game just doesn't jive with the patch. We've seen teams struggle after doing so well years before, get into a new patch. It's either burnout or it's either chemistry to an extent. Although we have seen Nigma team chemistry-wise, we have seen situations where they're just really gelling well. I think the patch might not be favoring them, and I think they might have to adapt to the patch, maybe play to the strengths of the patch, or they might be looking for an adjustment by next season. Like, there were rumors, when Nigma Galaxy and Galaxy Racer, when Nigma and Galaxy Racer combined, that this would allow them access to, certain players from NGXC. A lot of people were saying, in your dream, Kami-sama might be heading out. Didn't happen, obviously, and I think In Your Dream is very happy with how NGXC is doing. But that could be something that happens now for Nigma. They might consider shifting it up for Season 2 if the results don't line up at this rate.
Okay, so another team that I'm going to talk is like the big name on the European or maybe on the world of Dota, Team Secret. They sitting on 5th position right now on the current standing with just 2 series win and 3 series loss, and they lost against Team Liquid. They lost against Team Nigma Galaxy. That's the only series that Nigma Galaxy wins right now, and they lose again against Team OG. I mean, like, Team Nigma Galaxy, Team Secret always lost against a team that maybe on the paper should be get beaten by Team Secret, but they lose it. I mean, is it Team Secret just needed a little bit more time to make sure that the chemistry is going together, or maybe just didn't work out, and Team Secret just trying to stay on the upper division, not win the upper division again on the Western Europe. John,
I don't think it's the case with Secret. I think Secret is hungry. You know, as an org, I know Puppy's a very competitive person, so they would want to win. They'd want to be in that same position where they were in Europe last year, in the DPC last year, where they were always number one. I think the issue is Europe has come out really strong in the shuffle, right? Like you mentioned Liquid, you mentioned OG. OG is the one that no one expected, but that's, for later on. But I think Secret's just facing up to the fact that a lot of teams are hungry, very hungry to prove something, and the teams that are standing up are all terrifying. In fact, they haven't even played Tundra yet, and Tundra's also been on a up and down streak, but a lot of people have high hopes for them. So I think Secret's just getting their position challenged, and the up-and-comers are just looking a lot stronger than they'd expect. I don't think there's anything that stands out as missing from Secret. I think they have been playing spectacularly well, and when they do play well, it looks great. But I think Europe's just strengthened. Last year there was a lot of talk with me and some of our caster friends there in the background that Secret outside of Europe, it was only Secret that looked great from Europe. And now we're seeing everyone else kind of look great. Even Nigma to an extent didn't impress a lot of us from inside, just in our own discussions. But Secret was the only team to stand out. And now Secret's kind of fighting all these big teams that have formed up, and I think that puts them in a very scary position where they're just hungrier teams. I think Secret's been very comfortable for the past year, and now they're going to have to deal with a lot of hungrier players there.
Okay. So because you mentioned about OG, no one expecting OG sitting on the second position in the current table right now with the 3-win series and just one losing series. I mean, what the situation with OG right now? No one expecting this kind of result, at least for the first half of the season, and they look so strong. I mean, with the player that, I'm sorry, not trying to discredit them, but comparing to old OG, in term of a big name, they're not that big. I mean, not who. I mean, how do I say it? From 1 to 10, how the power of OG right now? I mean, like how strong they are actually with this roster, John.
I want to say 9 or 10. I think they're up there. I think they're just really good, and I think the secret to OG is that they've got young blood, which is reinvigorating them, especially with ATF. They've also got the old guard standing by them. So you've still got Seb, you've still got a No-Tail guiding them behind the scenes, and that's a big part of what enables these younger players to play even better, right? Like the difference in Southeast Asia is staggering when you have these teams with young players. Like say, I think the big reason why Yopaj is successful in C, for example, is because his team had Skem. Right, like there was that guiding voice who's been in the scene for a long time, who switched positions, that knows how a game should be played in a professional sense, that knows these timings, that can guide the younger players, can guide their enthusiasm and their excitement, and channel that properly. I think OG's the org that's set for that. OG, because of Seb and No-Tail, like two of them specifically, still guiding the team, I think they could have picked nearly anyone and made them look amazing if they had the right tools. They're just that kind of. They're just that kind of leaders. They were the leadership when OG was playing with that original roster. They're still there behind the scenes, and it's really shaping up. Not discrediting the individual skills of the players of OG, but I think that's the secret sauce that really makes it work.
Okay, so No-Tail sitting behind the dash and still taking care of all the players, the young bloods. It's a major factor for OG right now.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I don't think any other team has that same kind of player behind them. Maybe you could argue Puppy and Kuroki in Europe are kind of the same guiding voices, but they haven't had a major change-up in their teams in a while, whereas OG just released everyone and suddenly have these two guys behind the scenes, and it's working out great.
Okay, so let's move to the winner of the first half of the season on the Western Europe, Team Liquid. The additional of the Team Liquid is Matumbaman and also Zai that they taking from Team Secret, and I think that's kind of a big loss for me because I'm Team Secret fans, but I think Team Liquid is a big winner right now on the European region. Are you agree with me, John?
Yeah, for sure. Liquid came out on top in really great form. I felt that when Taigo was leaving Old Liquid, it might have caught them off guard, or kind of maybe change up the team dynamics, because Liquid was together for a long time as well. Dating back to Alliance,
Yeah.
right? Like that team stuck together for a long time. They lost a couple of players. They're still looking really strong. I think for Liquid, having the experience or having someone as solid as Zai and Matumba in their positions now is just really really good, right? Like Zai as an offlaner is just this really creative player, and Matumba's a very stable pause one. And when you think of Liquid, when you think of old Liquid, they were always the kind of team that worked really well as a team, but I think a lot of people wouldn't have considered like mechanically or individually the most skilled team. But now they've got Matumba and Zai kind of complementing that, giving them more highlights from an individual standpoint that I think really helps him out. And I have to give props. I think Insane has been really good recently. Like when you're listening to his analysis in TI, you can really tell that his understanding of the game is very deep. And it's always been that way, of course, when he's guiding Liquid. But I think that's also starting to step up more. Maybe casting in TI allowed him to rationalize his thoughts on the game a lot more and communicate that to the team. And if that's the case, then it's certainly coming out. Just having this kind of flawless run, just playing against these teams that they have played and just going clean sweep is nearly insane. Like Secret, Tundra, OG, all down. The only ones they really have left is perhaps maybe Nigma and Alliance if they step up to the plate, but I think it's looking really clear that Liquid might just clean up this season.
All right, this is gonna be a like crazy season, I think, because Liquid trying to go to the international last season, doing everything that they can to get the slot, but they didn't get the slot, and right now they're looking so strong, and like, okay, just give me the slot of the international right now. If we take a look on the recent result that Team Liquid have, I mean, like they're so strong, 5-0 right now, never lose one any series of the 5 game or maybe 5 series that they already have right now. And yep, last question about Western Europe, John. I mean, who's gonna end up get relegation, and who's gonna stay on the upper division? I mean, I know it's kind of too early to say that, but let's be honest. Let's be honest.
I think mathematically it's very close for Cool Guys to just get out.
Of
Like
course.
they haven't won a single series yet. They've had one match won, but that's really not enough to sustain you. And for Cool Guys, it's looking rough. I think it's a toss-up with who comes next. Alliance, NGX are kind of down there as well, which does not bode well. It's very hard to call for Western Europe. I think it's likely we'll see Cool Guys out no matter what. It's likely they are just going to be bottom this season.
Okay.
And the toss-up is likely between Alliance and NGX. I think NGX will be able to come out on top of that. When it comes down to it, I think NGX is going to be able to stand strong and at least keep their Div 1 spot. I think Alliance has... Their changes has been great. I mean, hats off to Leslau. Leslau was such a big part of his old team, Quincy, and now leaving that, coming here, it's big. It's a big jump for him into Europe. I don't know if the issues they're facing on Alliance's comms or maybe a playstyle change. Again, taking someone from a different region kind of has a bit of a clash, and maybe they're still kind of figuring out as we go, because we're seeing this across every DPC region, where you get someone else from another region and it kind of shakes up. The only team I can think of that's looking great, despite that, is maybe Quincy Crew with Ponlo, right?
Okay.
Like everyone else, like Ice 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 to Secret, from C to NA to Europe has been like kind of mixed, and I think that's also a factor for Alliance. So I think if I had to say, Cool Guys and Alliance are probably getting relegated.
Okay.
Probably.
Just probably, guys. This is just only prediction. Don't make it so serious, okay, guys? Okay, so yeah, I think that's it for West Europe. Let's move to North America. This is kind of interesting because this is an Evil Genesis, the most stronger and most well-known team that always come up on the upper division as a first position, losing against team. I'm sorry, but it's kind of losing with unknown team. John, what happened with EG? Evil Genesis, what happened? So, okay, we start with EG right now.
EG, I don't know what's up. I mean, there was a lot of drama in the build-up to the break, right? Like, Sammy had some strong words about Jarek, said maybe it's smack talk, but maybe got a little bit personal, stuff like that. But I think for EG, they've had a bit of an identity crisis, and this is what I've heard in the shuffle going into this DPC season. I've heard that EG just don't know what they wanted from the roster. And that's just what I heard. No direct source, just mumblings from different people talking to me. But there was a time where they were saying Abed was going to go back to C, he's going to leave EG. There was a time they said Gabby was coming in for their off lane. And I think that shows a fundamental, maybe misunderstanding, or maybe a fundamental lack of understanding. Not really misunderstanding, but a lack of understanding as to what your team needs. And I think that's what EG's kind of solving. They're still in a decent position to keep their standing in NA, but they used to be the kings of NA, kind of like Secret, right? Like, kind of like Secret in Europe. They were dominant for the past year in their own region. EG was the same with NA. They were just tops, right? Like, maybe Quincy Crew and the Undying would give them a run for their money. Zoomer sometimes would give them a run for their money, but this time around, it's looking like they're going to have to settle for the middle of the pack unless they literally just keep winning, which I don't know will happen. Maybe a factor there is Jarex coming in from retirement. He's a great player.
Okay.
But I think for Jarex as well, like, he might have been used to a different team dynamic from OG, right? Because that was like family. We've all seen the behind the scenes with,
Of course.
with the True Sight. But
True say.
I think that could be affecting how they play. Like, maybe expectations for Jarex on his team for comms is a bit different. And the adjustment period for EG was very short. Right,
Okay.
like their adjustment period was pretty short, taking their off lane and their position 5 in right before the season started. So I think that's a big factor. They're kind of gelling in as the season goes along, and that does mean that you're not going to get the highest placement you'd want for a team like that.
Okay. So let's move with the Quincy Crew and also Team Undying that never lose any single series in the last 4 match that they have on the DPC season right now. They never lose. They sitting right now in the first position. Same, just Quincy Crew on the come out on top because I don't know what to, or maybe what the mathematic method that they use, because on the Wikipedia, Quincy Crew on the top of the Undying. I don't know why, but that's not the question. The question is Quincy Crew that strong? The Quincy Crew is that strong, John? I mean, they look so strong right now, and they sitting on the same position that they finished on the last season, John.
Yeah, I think Quincy Crew is that strong. I think Ponlo is a great shift out for Quincy and having him in that pause 5. He had big shoes to fill, replacing LOA, but I think he's done a fantastic job holding Quincy Crew together. And I think for Quincy Crew, honestly, this goes for all of NA. It feels like NA's kryptonite was EG, and the fact that EG's weekend has given a lot of teams like a realization, hey, you know what? We can actually play really well. We can beat a team like EG. It's not like they're just going to stomp us every time. We can actually bring out a fight. And I think that confidence boost for the region as a whole has really helped. For Quincy as well, like, it really comes out. And it's good to see them do well. A lot of people talk about how mechanically skilled Quinn is on mid and how well he holds that lane. I think it's been coming out really well. And for Quincy, what I'm looking forward to is really their fight against Undying, because that's where the toss-up comes in. Like you mentioned, Undying is also undefeated so far.
Undefeated.
I think Undying, as you've seen in Wikipedia as well, also had no losses at all in any of their series. So a perfect run for Undying. I think that's where big shots will really be in NA is that matchup. Like, I'm keen to see who does come out on top, because Undying didn't change their lineup. They're one of the few teams that just held on to their entire roster afterwards and just post TI decided to stick together, and it looks like it's shaping up well. So they're not having these issues of, we've got 2 new players from different regions, we've got to meld our playstyles together as the DPC starts. They already know what they want from Dota. The patch hasn't changed too much. We haven't had a major patch in a long time. So Dota's still the same game. And for a team that's been together like that, if they had a good run last time, they're likely to have a good run again.
All right. So, yeah. Last question about North America. Kind of bit different question. Who's gonna relegate from the upper division, but who's gonna take the second position? Because The first position, maybe, just maybe, it's gonna be a Team Undying or maybe Team Quincy Crew, because Evil Genesis is kind of hard to take the first position. But I think there's still a hope for Evil Genesis to take the major slot on the group stage on the second position. But it's kind of depending on the others' result, of course, from other teams, and they have to win the rest of the season, match of the season, right? But yeah, your prediction: who's gonna take maybe the first and the second position on the North America region, John?
I think it's pretty clear Quincy and Undying are likely to just hammer in those two slots. I think there's
So
a
you
very
think they're not gonna be a major change on the position?
there's a chance, but I think EG having already played having already this rough position, like 2-2 is not unplayable.
Yes.
But that does require Quincy and Undying to kind of stumble a lot, and I don't expect that from their team. When you think about the teams they have left, I think Quincy and Undying are in a pretty good position to just secure their position. So there could be an upset run from 4 Zoomers. There could be, I mean, EG, it's a hard one because I don't know if EG can still slot in. I mean, they probably can, but it's a tough road. I think it's already likely we'll see Quincy and Undying, which is great, because I think Undying's been very hungry for that opportunity for a long time in the major. So it's going to be good to see them there along with Quincy Crew. But it's going to be a rough one. I think outside of them, it's likely Zoomers or EG can put up a fight. The meme lord in me wants to see simply two base go up. You know, those guys are great guys. Empyrean's a guy who played in the old league me and Mike cast at the amateur league. So
Okay.
we all come back from the same groups. Empyrean, me, Mike, and Moxie, our producer, Pitian was also from Echo League. So I'd love to see two base go, but not likely. I think it's only EG and Zoomers that can probably give them a run for their money here.
All right. So yeah, that's the recap of North America. I mean the highlight is like a good luck for EG to defending their name in the North America region right now. So